first occurrence benefit. That is a check for $5,000 just upon initial diagnosis. Now in my case, I have a health insurance plan with a $2,000 deductible before anything else is covered. And I have a $10,000 annual maximum. That's a lot of money. I don't know about you, but how many of us have $10,000 laying around the bank account with nothing else to do? So, I'm going to get a check for $5,000 just for being diagnosed. However, I've had my plan for 11 years. One of the great things about our coverage is it is going to build in value the longer that you have it, that you don't use it. So, $500 has been added to that $5,000 for 11 years. My first occurrence benefit is $10,500. What will I need that money for? To help make up for the fact that I'm going to now be visiting some interesting people known as surgeons and oncologists. I'm going to be writing some checks to those folks. And I can use that money to do that. I can also use that money at my discretion to pay my mortgage and other bills. Remember, those dollars are going to you to help you. So that's my first check. As I go through treatment, and everybody is different in terms of the type of cancer they have and the treatment, we're going to pay benefits based on that. $300 every day I'm in the hospital. Now remember, my health insurance is taking care of most of that hospital bill. That $300 is going where? To you. Every single day I'm in the hospital, $300. I think one of the most significant benefits on our plan is the next one, though. Every single day that you do radiation or chemotherapy, we will pay $300 with no maximum. And for those of you who said that you knew someone who's gone through treatment, you may know that that's not a one-time shot in the arm, be healed, and you're done. It's going to be an ongoing process. It can be a few weeks, it can be a few months. I've seen it be a few years, depending on that person's treatment. So to get $300 every single day, think about that. Not everybody in this room makes $300 a day. But that will make up your loss of pay, and it may help pay for somebody else in your family to be off work as well. The next thing is that we cover experimental treatment. Your health insurance excludes that. So if you want the opportunity to choose for yourself rather than what your insurance company is going to do for you, you can have that same $300 a day coming in to help you choose to do a clinical trial. We also cover surgery and anesthesia. And while I'm not going to go over everything that you have that's in your brochure, I want to hit some highlights. One of the things that we don't think about is travel and lodging. What if the treatment that I need is not available here in Jacksonville and I want to go to Johns Hopkins or I want to go to MD Anderson in Houston? If I go and do that, I have to write a check for that airfare and for that hotel, and I may now be out of network. So I'm going to have to pay a higher deductible as well. Aflac is going to offset that cost for me to go by flight or to drive if I were going someplace closer, and it will help offset that hotel expense for me too. And then if I do go through a clinical trial, I've got that experimental treatment that's going to help me offset that. So that is something that we don't think about very often, leaving the area where we live, but that's an expense that could happen. The other thing I want to mention is that we do cover things like bone marrow, stem cell transplants, hospice, but my favorite benefit, and when you get your brochure and look at it, I want you to notice the green shaded area. I said I've had this plan for 11 years. I've not ever used it. I don't ever want to use it. But I get a benefit from this plan every year by way of a cancer screening wellness reimbursement of $75. When I go do my Well Woman exam every year, I get that dollar. My health insurance actually pays for me to do a mammogram with no cost, so I can still get $75 back. Now I mentioned I have a husband, he's covered under this plan. We have a joke in our household that we each get $75. I will tell the family, you can get $75. Ladies, you can go buy a handbag, and when he gets his $75, you can go buy a matching purse. My husband has never seen that $75 because guess who's the policy holder? I am. That check comes to me. So he goes and has his thing and I get the check. Now, this plan again, your health insurance is taking care of the doctor in the hospital. Who's taking care of you? That's what Aflac is designed to do. Cancer is an ugly, nasty disease. It affects us mentally, physically, and it could affect us financially. If we can alleviate that financial stress, then you can worry about the physical and the mental with your family and your doctor. You won't have to worry about how to pay your bills. By the way, I didn't say this yet, but children are covered as long as they are dependent unmarried all the way to 25. So you've got them covered as well as yourself. Anyone with a question on this plan?
Great
Give her a
job.
hand.